Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play LSD. I'm your host CPC Gamer, and it's a brand new video on a brand new day. I slept pretty well last night, and the only thing I remember coming into this is that last night I got up to day 151. Because Pokemon! So, let's move on and play Chikorita. Pretty sure Chikorita was 152. I don't know. Oh, and hey, look at that, we're back in my basement again. What do you know? What does it say up here, I wonder? You know, I never really looked up here before. But, I mean, with that said, it's notoriously hard to make human beings look up. I missed a UFO in episode 6 because I failed to look up. And I only know that it was episode 6 because there's an episode 6B in my playlist, which plays hell with my upload count. Like, I'm only on episode 46, while there are already 46 videos in the list, you know? Oh, and look at that! Well done me for navigating the stairs properly. I mean, that shouldn't really be something I congratulate myself on, but heck, there it is. Can't really say I accomplished much day to day, so I take what I can get, you know? And I'm gonna go see what this guy looks like. Okay, bye. See ya, guy. Enjoyed the outside world. You know, I saw it once, where I was playing this game on my own, and that guy walked into the tunnel, and he just stopped. Like, he didn't vanish outside the map boundaries, he just stood in the tunnel, hiding. Oh, and I still like this Mr. Clean-looking guy. I mean, maybe not so much the way that he's stretched across the countertop like that, but whatever, you know, you take what you can get. Oh, yes, and while I go up the stairs here, something that has been brought to my attention, and I feel the need to address it now. In a previous video, I pointed out that the TV in this building will sometimes say Korosu across the screen, which can mean, among other things, I am, you are, or they are killing. And it has been brought to my attention, through the medium of Drakengard 3, and some of the best screaming I ever did here, that Korosu can also mean, I am going to kill you. Not a nice message that you want to hear in your dreams. Or ever, in fact. And I think it adds yet another layer of creepiness to the sort of sinister facade of the public toilets in this building. I think that all public toilets are creepy and sinister. And this is not a line of conversation I wish to continue, I don't think, so let's go ahead and check out the woman in the bedroom, how about? Or maybe not. Okay, what else do we have around here? Nothing there. Fair enough. And over here... Ah yes, over here we have the bizarre flesh cages. And incidentally, something I noticed while I was flipping through the book, like I did last night, I saw that there's a page that mentions those cages. Sunday, October the 2nd, 1988, reads, "There are men with whips in the room upstairs. There is a cage in the tatami room, creating a very deviant atmosphere." I think that's super spooky, personally. And I bet this guy's not going to spawn in here, is he? No, he isn't. You know, I don't recall that I've ever seen him with a sexual tile set like this. Thinking about it, I bet he'd have an actual human face. I mean, most things in here have an actual human face with a sexual tile set, like this here fireplace, for example. Oh, and this little bookcase duo. And you know what? Against my better judgment, I am heading to the bathroom. See where that takes us. It's Happy Town, I do believe. This isn't where I thought I was going to go, given that the signs on the TV say the bathroom will kill us. And I don't... Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was going to say I don't know where I am, but spotting that rock, I now know exactly what is up. Oh, and I'm also going to show this off. In the Dream Journal, there's a page that gives special thanks to Beams, a Japanese clothing store. Hiroko Nishikawa, the woman who wrote the journal upon which the game is based, had a lot of dreams based on the store itself, or just featuring the logo. And the game designers got in touch with the company, and they included that. The Beans company logo, and their slogan, which says, "Basic and exciting." In English, for whatever reason. And it never sits well with me when I hear splashing as soon as I step off the ice tiles. I mean, I know it's not actually me wading through water, but... you know, it's like with that sunken ship in the last episode. My brain is very easily tricked. It's one of those fun things I mentioned a couple times in the past. The human brain can go very wrong very easily. Like, I did a bit of reading up about this, and they did a study into out-of-body experiences. They found that by stimulating this one bit of the brain, the test subject thought he was across the room looking at himself. And that's just with one misfired synapse. Imagine what happens when things really go wrong, you know? And I think that is meant to be Barong. But probably not, because Barong is generally Indonesian culture, rather than Japanese, and the other paintings in this map are ukiyo-e, a Japanese style, and they're... well, never throwing mine then. Culture Corner is over. Back to your regularly scheduled insanity. I meant to say inanity, but... sure, why not? Insanity works too. Whatever. Day 153. Let's go. Oh, I hear music, so... I think we're good to start talking about this or that. Executing mindless _rambling.bat. Oh hey, yeah, I'm gonna try something that I have been told will happen. It's wonderfully descriptive, Andy. Nice work. I think I tried to do this before, but the game decided that standing around and waiting was entirely too boring, and it linked me to do something else. Okay, step 1 is underway. We've got the Zeppelin, now we just need to wait, and apparently things will happen. Or maybe not, if the world's going to start stretching like this. You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's hard to tell whether I'm shrinking or the world is growing. Get that the right way around. I mean, forced perspective is a hell of a thing. I included that in the lecture I wrote for one of my dad's classes. Like, he sometimes teaches technical drawing, and I had to teach about scale drawing and perspective for this one lesson. So I included some screenshots of America McGee's Alice to show how the same model can look smaller if you stand her beside disproportionately sized props. Did the props usually get this big? This doesn't sound right. It doesn't look right, even. I wonder if I can... okay, no, I can't go through the little gap there, so... backing off so I don't leak out of here. I wonder how that blimp is doing. Okay, it's still on course. It hasn't changed size, interestingly. Is everything growing again? Okay, this isn't meant to happen. This is meant to be a one-time thing. Man, I really hope that I don't get so small that I cease to exist. Although it will be interesting to see what it does to the collision data of the map. Whoa! Wait. Game? I think? Okay, I don't know what the hell just happened, but the game decided it was going to break itself. Fair enough. And I am amazed they put textures down there. Because, I mean, really, you're not meant to be able to see down there. I'm also amazed the collision data is still there. But they just flipped the models upside down. Because that looked like the Sphinx in that hole. And it looks like the pyramid in that one. Man, this is some weird goings-on right here. I may have to upgrade it from goings-on to shenanigans at this point, because, like, even the wall and the linking tunnel are gone. Or maybe not. Oh, but hey, green links are pretty rare, I have to say. You don't see those very often. Which is the very definition of being very rare. Congratulations on being redundant, fella. Oh, hey, I like those step effect clouds. Those are trippy. You know, I wonder how watching the models stretch out like that is going to influence the game. Like, whatever in-game variable it changes, if anything, should be doubled at the very least. So, hopefully its effect will be doubled as well. Alright, so we got Rikishi versus Yokozuna. Let's go! And you know, I kind of meant to use two sumo terms, but I kind of ended up using two wrestle names instead. I think I meant to say, like, Ozeki, but... you know, whatever. I kind of like mine better because of the wrestling connotations. Kind of a funny thing, I think. Rikishi Fatu and Yokozuna were both Samoan wrestlers that used sumo ranks as their name. Only one of them pretended to be Japanese, though. His kayfabe is dead. And you know, I think I'm going to play catch-up. But not Link, because he doesn't have collision detection. But I am going to follow him, though. And I have to say, I appreciate when a game makes the walking speed of the NPCs the same as the walking speed of the player. Like, off the top of my head, I cannot think of a single other game, rather, that lets you do that. Oh, well, hey. Hi, how's it going? This is not where I wanted to go. You know, I'm pretty sure this is where I ended up the last time I came here, too. Because if memory serves, I wandered over here, and I looked at the apparent blood writing. But not today. Today, I will do something else. Just as soon as I decide what that will be. The subtle background music is really, really creepy. And I have to say, I wonder if the dream chart changes depending on how long you spend in each area. Like, if I try to exit out of here immediately, then spend the rest of the dream in Happy Town, will that make it a happier dream? Who even knows? Well, I think I'm going to head down this hole and see what happens. Although I have noticed it looks like there's a bullet hole in the windshield. I wonder why, because there's no body inside. There's no texture skinning inside, and never mind that then. Oh, and it's the machine room again. And again, the game logic seems to be that if I link on something man-made, it sends me to the gear room. If it's machine-based, then the machinery is here too. Like, you can see the planetary model is there, even without me going down there. And I just noticed, the swooshing sound that plays whenever you link out of there, it's a lot quicker and higher pitched. There's probably a reason for that. But I wonder what it is. Yeah! Play that funky dub, son! Extended mix! And you know what? It's moments like that that make me feel really sad that this game has very rigid controls that are slow to respond. I would have had so much fun dancing properly. But, I mean, you can only really do that with more, I don't know, fluid and responsive controls, you know? Whoa! Hey there, castle robot. Or whatever you are. That was a nice smooth transition into fading in. Oh no, that's interesting. I really like the look of these tiles. They look like playing card patterns. Or a nice comfortable quilt, maybe. Oh, I see you there, Triforce. Don't think you can hide from me. A friend of mine was in Japan recently, and she is a huge Zelda fan, so she had loads of shirts with the Triforce on them. Apparently loads of people thought she was like a religious sage or a history nut or whatever, and she didn't have the heart to go, "Yeah, Zeruda desu." And I will never speak Japanese like that again. Unless it is actual Japanese that I know what it is, like Mezawari Nandayo. But I tend to reserve that for special occasions. Are you Fujin? You are! You're from Fujin Raijinzu. It's that one painting that most people know about because it's in Animal Crossing. I mean, I can pretend to be cultured and from this and impress people. If only I were paying attention to what was going on. I think I'm going to head this way. Oh, and maybe not link with that thing. I'm going to take a look over here. Now remember this bit. This is some weird stuff on the floor that I kept looking at and trying to turn into something meaningful. Like a picture, or whatever. Kind of like the other stuff I found on the floor. But looking at it, I can't work out what it is. I can't even work out how to speak whilst I'm trying to work out what it is. Maybe it's musical notes or something, but if that is so, what is this bit? Just watch. I will work out what it is when I see this in post, and I will forget that it's there the next time I come to do this. And you see, it's that long strip that trips me up and ruins any ideas that I might have. Which is quite meta, I feel. I mean, whenever I come to create something, I'll very often like throw up a couple of ideas and then just something comes and I watch them fizzle out into nothing. It's kind of like this one story I wrote. The first page and a half is great. The second half of page 2, it just kind of goes on and then the end happens. And how about that? This robot isn't textured, it's just a coloured model. I think I kind of knew that all along, but right now I can see it now that it's compared against a wacky tile set. There is meant to be a train right here. I wonder why the game isn't spawning it. Whatever, let's not tempt fate and let's just keep going. All the way to India in the Pit. I could swear that it was meant to take you up to the moon bridge. But nope, I got woken up. Once again, this game is full of surprises and random combinations, so who knows what is meant to do what. You know what? Let's have another. As always, I could come to regret this at 18 minutes on the clock, but I trust this game's ability to know what is a good video length for YouTube. Or failing that, I can just find a cliff to fall off of, you know? Oh, and what do you know? I am exceptionally bad at navigating the inside of the cottage. Who knew that a straight line hallway was tricky? Oh, wow. I like that blue-purple glacier thing. Although with the way that it's modeled, it looks kinda like a box. Like, it's a series of flat edges and something's inside it, but you'll never see it because of the way that it's modeled. I wonder, do you reckon you can spawn the whale from this part of the map? It's unlikely, because you had to go to that little peninsula in the middle to spawn it last time. I think it's a peninsula. It could be an atoll. Which I will admit makes me sound vaguely learned, but the only reason I know what an atoll is because of Final Fantasy IX. And I am... oh, I'm back here. Now I can... do... I don't know. I didn't really have a concrete plan for what to do once I arrived here at the start of the dream, so... now I'm left to aimlessly wander some more. And you know what? I have just noticed this. I really like the colour scheme of this building. Black, blue, yellow, red. Love it. I mean, that was one of the primary colour schemes used by the CPC back in the day. And I always love games that were designed like that. Though, now I come to think about it, the only game I can immediately recall did that was City Slicker, which was a train wreck. No pun there, it was an actual coding abomination. Are you alright there, fella? You seem to be having a little trouble. I mean, you won't let me link, so what's the deal with just hanging around? You see, I told you he sometimes does this. And if I run at you, apparently I just chase you down the tunnel and into the natural world. This game, you guys. This game. You know, something else that I've often thought about this game. By the way, I'm gonna chase after these beautiful wild horses running free across the plains. It must be a little bit like moving to another country. Especially if it is a country that doesn't have the same kind of customs and culture as your own. Kind of like if I, as an Englishman, moved to Japan, for example, or the Middle East. Because, like, I understand what I am seeing. I know that I am... Well, I was chasing horses through a field, but then they vanished. But even though I know what the individual components are, I don't know what the whole thing means. Was this where the father and daughter were before? Very possible. Kind of hard to tell with the lack of distinguishing landmarks. Although on the other hand, I have often thought that this is some kind of a thought experiment where maybe there is no meaning at all. Like maybe the alien theory, or the sinister attacker theory, or all the other things people think about this game. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it is just here to be experienced. Because, I mean, this is one of the big flaws of human psychology, and it is something that has held us back a whole bunch of times. As humans, everything must have a purpose, and everything has to be somebody's fault. And, like, I think that nothing would break us as a society more than finding out that there is nothing. There's no ghosts, no monsters, no luck, no gods, no aliens. There's just 7 billion of us on a rock. And this got really bleak really quickly, so good job, Andy. I thought I'd pick up after a good night's sleep, but here we are. Oh hey, and here we are. I'm gonna go see if I can drop through the fountain again. I remember that happened. I mean, I could absolutely swear that I have linked with the little fountain before now. I do not remember dropping through it through the floor like I did before. Assuming that I'm even in the right place. I mean, I guess if I just follow the water, I'll be fine. Forget that! Do I see a shark? I think I do. Yep. There it is. Now, if memory serves, the shark is... It's an inert object. It is to be observed and not interacted with. So... let's ignore it and get back to exploring. And by exploring, I mean looking for the water source and trying to fall through it. I've got a weird agenda going on today, you guys. I don't know what's going on with that. Sure. Okay, why not? We'll do that next time, then. So join us next time for some more LSD, and until next time, goodbye!